When 3I/ATLAS passed the Sun on October 29th, something impossible happened. Instead of fading like every known comet, it brightened, turned electric blue, hotter than our own star, and began accelerating without losing mass. Telescopes worldwide captured the anomaly, and now even Harvard scientists are stunned. 9 unexplained phenomena, and a question no one can ignore. Is ATLAS natural or engineered? Let's dive right in. When 3I/ATLAS swung past the Sun on October 29th, astronomers expected to watch another frozen traveler melting away under solar heat. But instead, the universe decided to remind us that it still has secrets far beyond our comprehension. What unfolded wasn't a simple outburst, it was a contradiction of physics itself. Instead of fading, ATLAS brightened. Instead of reddening, it turned an electric blue, hotter than our own star. And instead of slowing down, it accelerated, veering slightly off course in a way that left scientists at Harvard's Center for Astrophysics stunned. At first, the team thought it might be a miscalculation, but the data didn't lie. The ALMA Observatory in Chile, one of the most precise instruments on Earth, confirmed that Atlas was drifting about 4 arcseconds from its expected position. That's not a glitch, that's thousands of kilometers off. Something was pushing it. But what? In space, there are only a few known forces that can move an object that way: radiation pressure, gas jets, or gravitational interactions. But none of them fit. There was no gas, no dust, no debris trail. By every model we have, the object should have been shedding billions of tons of material, and it wasn't. If that's true, then we're looking at an object that can accelerate without losing mass. That's the kind of sentence that makes scientists uncomfortable, because it shouldn't be possible. And that's when Avi Loeb entered the conversation. Loeb, the Harvard astrophysicist, known for his bold but data-driven thinking, reviewed the observations and said plainly, "The evidence doesn't match natural behavior." He wasn't calling it alien. He was doing what real science demands, questioning everything when the data refuses to fit the theory. From there, the ATLAS mystery deepened. The closer researchers looked, the stranger it became. Most comets behave like dirty snowballs, ice and dust held together, melting as they near the Sun. But Atlas behaves like something that knows what it's doing. During July and August 2025, as it approached perihelion, telescopes captured something no one had ever seen: a jet of material shooting toward the Sun. That's the opposite of how comets work. Solar radiation pushes tails away, not inward. And yet, Atlas appeared to fire a thin jet directly into the light, as if it were correcting its path, like a spacecraft adjusting its thrust vector. Some experts dismissed it as coincidence, but others, especially those studying solar dynamics, noticed something disturbing. The jet's angle shifted subtly over time, precisely in sync with its course correction. For an inert chunk of rock and ice, that's an extraordinary level of coincidence. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. Atlas isn't small. It's huge, 1,000,000 times more massive than Oumuamua, the first interstellar visitor we ever found. Yet somehow it's also faster. Normally, the laws of energy conservation mean larger objects travel slower, but Atlas defies that too. When Loeb's team ran the numbers, the odds of something being both that massive and that fast, by random chance, were less than 0.1%. In simple terms, this thing shouldn't exist. Then came another shock. Atlas's orbit, instead of being chaotic or random like other interstellar objects, was almost perfectly aligned with the plane of our solar system, but traveling in the opposite direction. It's as if something had aimed it deliberately to slice across our planetary orbits at just the right angle. Even stranger, it passed close to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter in a chain of near alignments so precise that, statistically, the odds of such timing were 1 in 200,000. That kind of precision would make sense for a mission trajectory, not for a wandering rock. And here's the part that even skeptics couldn't ignore. During its closest point to the Sun, when every telescope on Earth should have seen it, Atlas vanished. For a short period, it became completely invisible, then reappeared, glowing blue and brighter than ever. Whatever it is, it knows how to hide. Spectroscopic readings revealed another surprise. Instead of the usual mix of frozen carbon, oxygen, and silicates, Atlas's surface reflected light patterns resembling nickel-rich alloys, similar to materials we produce for aerospace engineering. No known comet has ever shown this ratio of metals. It's too refined, too structured, too deliberate. NASA scientists tried to explain it away as contamination or reflective dust. But if it were dust, it would scatter light unevenly. Atlas's surface reflectivity is consistent, like polished metal under intense light. That consistency implies an engineered composition, or at least something far beyond a random clump of minerals. And then came perhaps the strangest discovery of all. ATLAS barely contains any water. Comets are defined by their icy makeup. That's what gives them their tails. But Atlas is almost entirely rock and metal, with less than 4% water by mass. So how does a dry, metallic object shine brighter than a star when it passes near the Sun? That question doesn't have an answer yet. When scientists studied how sunlight scattered off ATLAS, they found something unprecedented. Its polarization, the way light waves align after reflection, was negative to an extreme degree. No natural material we know behaves that way. The only similar phenomenon on record comes from engineered metamaterials, synthetic structures designed to bend light in unconventional ways, like stealth coatings or photonic devices. So, is Atlas a natural wonder, or a relic of something built for a purpose we can't yet grasp? Some scientists quietly speculate it could be ancient, a piece of technology adrift for millions of years, eroded by time, yet still intact enough to move, react, and emit energy. No one dares to say it publicly, but the numbers whisper it loudly. And just when you think it couldn't get more mysterious, its origin adds fuel to the fire. Atlas entered our solar system from a region of space that overlaps by 9 degrees with the source of the famous WOW signal detected in 1977, the one that some scientists once thought could be a message from another civilization. 9 degrees may not sound like much, but in interstellar geometry, it's a razor-thin alignment, the cosmic equivalent of 2 airplanes crossing the same spot in the sky within minutes of each other, after traveling for decades. Coincidence? Maybe. But too many maybes start forming a pattern. The final shock came as ATLAS approached perihelion. Every rule of physics says a heated object should turn red as dust scatters blue light away. Atlas, on the other hand, did the opposite. It turned bluer than the sun itself. That's not poetic language. That's spectral data from multiple observatories, confirmed independently. For a natural object to glow like that, it would need to generate or amplify light from within, almost like a fusion core. That single event pushed the Atlas mystery beyond the realm of comets, asteroids, or even rogue planets. Something inside it was active, or at least reacting in ways no comet ever has. And that brings us to what scientists are calling the 10th anomaly. If Atlas really accelerated near the Sun without losing mass, then the missing debris should be detectable when it passes Earth this December 19th, 2025. If a giant dust cloud appears, it's over. The object's natural. But if space remains clear, if the object continues to shine as a single, solid form, then we'll have to accept something extraordinary. An object in our solar system that can generate thrust or force without propulsion as we know it. That single discovery would rewrite everything about comet physics, propulsion theory, and perhaps our understanding of technology itself. The community is split. Some cling to the comfort of natural explanations, unobserved physical effects, exotic materials, chance. Others, like Loeb, argue that history has always punished curiosity before rewarding it. Every great leap began with disbelief. Galileo, Einstein, even Hawking were ridiculed before they were respected. And so, Atlas now stands as a mirror, not just to the cosmos, but to our own humility. It asks whether we're ready to confront data that doesn't care what we believe. Because whether Atlas turns out to be a comet, a lost probe, or something we haven't named yet, one truth already stands. It has forced us to think bigger, to question deeper, and to remember that the unknown is not our enemy. It's our invitation. Whether 3I/ATLAS is a comet breaking the laws of physics or a technological relic from somewhere beyond, one fact is undeniable. It's rewriting what humanity knows about the universe. In the coming weeks, we'll see whether science can explain it, or if something far greater is at play. What's your take? Natural phenomenon or intelligent design? Share your thoughts below. Your comment might shape our next investigation. If you found this video valuable, like it, subscribe to Galactic Breaking News, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what happens when ATLAS passes Earth. The next chapter could redefine everything, and you'll want to be here when it does. A mysterious video swept across the internet, a glowing comet moving like a living thing. Millions claimed it was the first close-up of 3I/ATLAS, our interstellar visitor. But when scientists traced the footage, the truth flipped everything. It wasn't from space at all. It came from a drop of water under a microscope. A comet? No, a cell. And it fooled the world. Let's dive right in. It all began with a few seconds of video, silent, haunting, and strangely hypnotic. A glowing blue shape drifted through the blackness of space, pulsing like it was alive. People stopped scrolling. They stared. The caption said it all. New 3I/ATLAS footage just dropped. Within hours, it was everywhere. Millions watched, shared, and speculated. Was this really the first ever close-up of an interstellar object crossing our solar system? The movement looked organic, almost intelligent, as if the comet itself were breathing. But the more experts watched, the stranger it felt. The footage was too smooth, too perfect. Real telescope recordings are never like that. They flicker with noise, scattered light, and star fields frozen in the background. This one floated in a void, untouched by physics. Something wasn't right. As the clip went viral, astronomers and fact-checkers began tracing its origin. Teams from LED Stories, Reuters, and even amateur astronomers on Reddit started comparing it against public databases from NASA, ESA, and NOIRLAB. Not a single telescope had ever captured anything like it. Then came the turning point. Someone noticed the way the object moved, the subtle rippling,